Warning, this video is intended for audiences who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
William, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't have an opening bit this episode.
Vroom vroom, motherfuckers! I'm coming in with my bicycle, bitch!
Well, there's the opening bit, Austin.
There we go.
That's my answer for the opening, because this was a fucking... seriously, we are 2 episodes into Revice. I've never had my faith... It's such a fucking... William, this is what it's like to be a Kamen Rider fan. It's like being a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh fan, where it's like, you just get this fucking roller coaster and whiplash of emotions of like, God, that was fucking terrible, I'm so glad it's over, and then you go, oh my god, this is the best thing ever! Like...
Oh, it's the lowest of lows and the highest of highs.
And the highest of highs, yeah.
To be honest, I'm kind of with you right there right now.
You can get.
Because honestly, it's actually pretty good so far.
It's so fucking hype. It's so grounded, even in its ridiculousness. Like, it knows exactly what it's doing with its characters. It's chef's kiss. The goddamn bike. I had to think about it. If there had ever been a case where there was a Kamen Rider that used a bike, and I thought about it, and it reminded me, and it's funny because I was talking to my friend who also watches Kamen Rider, and he said, I don't know if he was right about this, but he thinks that, like, this belt was designed by the same person who did X-Aid's belt. I don't know, Austin, if you can confirm that.
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
But, so, if it's from, like, the same idea as, like, X-Aid, the one that mixed video games and viruses, boy, sure would have been a weird season to debut nowadays. Especially because there's literally a part about getting a vaccine.
Okay. Oh, shit. Topical.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. The main character is essentially the equivalent of, like, saying, I don't need the vaccine because I already caught COVID. That's... Because in order to use the driver, you're supposed to have needed to get the, like, vaccine to use it. But for some reason, they're like, oh, I don't understand. How can he use it without having gotten the special vaccine?
Oh,
spoiler alert, he got it before. Anyway, spoiler alert, that's my secret, Cap. I've always been sick.
Oh my God.
But he's the only other Kamen Rider I could think of that, like, didn't ride like a motorcycle, just rode like a fucking bicycle, like, actually like a BMX bike, like, plus there was also a Kamen Rider that turned into a fucking bike, so there was that.
Oh my god, what?
X8 is a fucking wild series. It makes no fucking sense. But it actually made more sense than Saber, so that's fine.
Oh,
but anyway, we start the episode off with "Get fucked, Hiromi." Again, all these characters in this goddamn, like, series already. We understand, like, the structure of this. We understand like the roles that they play and what they're supposed to be doing. Like, we immediately get a fucking, like, imagine if Ryoga, right? That was fucking Reika's brother, right? Like, imagine if he had shown up at the beginning and he had been demoted, like, and then we would have had, like, more of a fucking, like, goddamn, like, understanding of why he's, like, so bitchy and pissy. Like,
yeah, he just kind of is. And then in here, though, we kind of get a sense of, like, oh,
it's like we immediately get sort of, like, this setup for what could clearly become either an anti-hero character or a villain. Like, this dude is pissed about his demotion because he fucked up.
Yeah, and we're gonna see how that blows.
Yeah, I assume that he's going to wind up being, like,
he's gonna use one of the bystanders or something.
He's gonna get, like a corrupted driver or something else, or he's gonna wind up doing his own thing, or he's gonna fall to the temptation of the fucking dead man's.
I don't know if we've discussed this, but have you guys told me about there being, like, opposing Kamen Riders in the sense, like, they're evil versions or something?
Oh.
Well, what do you mean by evil versions, or, like, evil Kamen Riders? Because technically that was what Caliber was supposed to be.
Things.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, well, I mean, I guess if we're going by like Shadow Link rules, but no, more evil Kamen Riders.
Okay, well, if you're talking about Shadow Link rules,
what is
the answer to both of those is yes.
Ah, okay.
Hey,
So
the main villain of Kamen Rider 01 wanted to start a race war. All right, William, can't get more evil than that.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Well,
There
actually,
was a Kamen Rider that was a literal serial killer. That was an actual serial killer.
But also,
The character was a serial killer, not the actor, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
But also,
okay.
there was, like, in 01, it wasn't just that they wanted to start a fucking race war. It was a goddamn fucking, like, terrorist group first of, like, robots.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, aside from them wanting supremacy, when the actual, like, big bad showed up, he was like, no, I want to kill the humans. I want a race war. Like, and it was like, oh, that's what you've been doing this whole time. I will say, Hiromi does have a good point of, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't just, like, give this to the first fucking stranger that, like, showed up off the street. But they seem pretty desperate to get, like, anybody to get this shit to work. So, because clearly, I guess it seems that they don't have a system for figuring out if it'll work. They were just gonna fucking take a risk on Daiji doing
They
it.
should have spent more time in R&D
Yeah, they
with this military grade weapon.
Yeah.
Right.
Also,
I guess
I guess their base is just like the fucking hover carrier for Shield.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Like-
thought it was gonna be like on a building or something, but no.
Yeah.
I was
Helicarrier, which was the funniest thing when it opened up.
I didn't realize that until I, like, just reopened the episode and I was like, oh yeah, this isn't an office building. This is a fucking... this looks like the fucking, oh god. I forget what the Silver Ranger from Lost in Space's Megazord was called. But it looks like that.
I do know what you're talking about, yes.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like just a reused asset from that.
Yeah.
Or
I
Dr.
really
Eggman
was just in a tall skyscraper building this entire time. But no, apparently this entire time it's just been a fucking helicarrier.
Yeah.
Instead of a skyscraper, they're just in the sky. That's literally what's going on.
Yeah. They're in the sky scraping. They're in the sky scraping buildings. I'm not going to say anything about. Hey, listen, I'm not going to date this episode, but hey, guys, it's September. Remember McMillions.
Okay, that's
that McMillian scandal fucking rocked the world.
Oh god, okay. Anyway, I guess we
William.
Yeah.
Hey, keep calm and carry on, William.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Anyway, so
Wait,
they immediately so they. No, it's all good.
Okay.
So they fucking demote Hiromi, George, the best, like, fucking otaku, just immediately goes like, sucks to be you, bitch.
Yeah, honestly,
and then
his face.
I mean, George is a fucking. There's so many good characters in this fucking show.
Oh yeah, George is such an insane character. Especially, it doesn't help once you see the opening and realize that there's nefarious purpose going on.
I saw.
Well,
it,
we're gonna talk about that.
I'm curious if those are. Well, all right. So anyway, we get to that.
We'll
blah, blah,
see that
blah.
for the end. That's the thing we can see towards the end.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're gotta get Iki to get this, to use this military. He's the only one that can do it.
Hey, go convince your brother to join us. Just give him a contract. Get him to sign this contract.
Yeah.
But like, aside from that, it's hey, look at this workplace harassment between this man and his caddy, and his terrible hairstyle and his absolute earthworm gym neck. Like, because this man has no fucking chin. Just that's my biggest takeaway from that. And then anyway, a man in a goddamn mariachi outfit just strolls onto the golf course and is like, "Hey, you want some drugs?" And gives him some drugs. And he's like, "Oh, I'll take some drugs, I guess."
Yeah, check out this cool stamp that people are using.
Yeah, it's the hot new craze that's sweeping the nation.
Yeah, family stamps that looks like a children's toy that you can tell your parents to go to the Japanese toy store to buy now.
Telling someone, like, why not let the devil take over the emotions that are in your heart really does feel like someone offering you, like, PCP. Like, hey, wanna go trip the fuck out? Here's some fucking drugs. Like, go apeshit, dude. Like, this will make you fucking feel invincible.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly. I'm not sure if this is an allegory for drugs, though. But
I don't know. Listen, you shake it up and then you stamp it down or whatever. Or you don't shake it up.
Do you think this year's an allegory for Christianity and the fall from grace from heaven? Do you think that could be an allegory within this season?
I don't like this already. I don't like it. Stop it. Stop with the allegories. I don't need this right now.
Will he become Jesus?
Hey, you think there's going to be a card that turns into Jesus? Besides, if we ignore the other few Kamen Riders that have already
turned into Jesus, he will ascend. He died for our sins.
Yeah. So, was it the older brother is or the younger?
No, the younger brother, because Iki is the oldest brother.
Yeah. Was it Daiji, right?
Daichi, right?
Yeah.
Daiji,
he's like, hey,
Daiji.
he's like, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be at work? Shouldn't you be at work doing your thing right now? Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we come back to the caddy. He's like, he does his drugs. He finally does the drugs.
Yeah, he's tripping out. He's having a
and he get this giant mantis looking creature.
All right,
which looks part mammoth, right? That wasn't just me, yeah. Because this is like the furry on legs thing. It just made me think it was a mammoth for that second.
No, we'll get to the mammoth eventually. The legs are also more. Oh, you're talking about like the sort of frilled out skirt.
Oh wait, because
it's. Hold on, you might be getting ahead to when we get a second fucking dead man.
You're right.
Episode.
I'm confusing the two. Yeah, you're right.
But it's like, this episode is so fucking packed with shit that we get two dead men in the same episode,
which is actually crazy.
This is episode 2. We already started off with like two
the
fucking.
Way it does. It's monster of the week. You just fight one monster at a time, but it's actually crazy. Yeah, so we get the Mantis monster.
Yeah, but hold on. So before we get too much into the monster, I just want to take a second to stop and discuss the opening because.
Okay, we want to discuss the opening now.
I don't not the whole thing, not the like speculation parts.
Just the speculation parts, or
no, not the speculation parts. Not the most important parts, the truly important parts.
Okay,
at about the 4-minute mark and somewhere later on, where Vice is just fucking vibing. He's just dancing in the middle of the fucking opening.
He's just fucking I mean, the thing is, from what I'm gathering with Vice, he's just a fucking meme lord. He's just
breaking the fourth wall. He is breaking the fourth wall the entire time. At 408, he's
Deadpool.
Like if you look at 408, he's like doing the like. It looks like he's doing like Footloose, like, and then hold on. Yeah, there it is. Oh man, 418. He's like fucking doing the goddamn like LMFAO like every damn shuffling like shit. Like his arms are back in Naruto pose. It's insane. Vice is like, boy, I hate blackface, but boy, do I love Vice. Like,
oh my God.
Like. He's just so fucking entertaining. Yeah, I wish this like fucking.
He's because he's literally just a Deadpool-esque character where he's just shit posting and breaking the fourth wall.
I can't wait until they subvert his character.
But it's like
making him one of the most terrifying beings that you'll ever know.
But it's like if Deadpool and his like his like caption voices were like flipped, and they were the surface, and Deadpool was the like. Mind inside. It's so fucking funny to me.
Talking about Vice with him breaking the fourth wall, it does bring up an interesting aspect of whether the meta fourth wall breaking thing will actually have a plot relevance. But you know, that's just speculation. But we don't really. We can get into that at the end.
I mean, according to this production history I'm reading, it's supposed to, but I guess they changed that, and now they don't want to go back and change it.
Oh, they don't want to do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If I'm reading this correctly, the original concept for Revice was that every Kamen Rider series that appeared beforehand was straight up a TV show that appeared within this universe. But they decided to get rid of that. right?
Okay.
So every part of Kamen Rider
I don't know.
was just a TV show.
See, that's interesting because I feel like they're not necessarily. I don't know. I wasn't trying to have that bleed into like the speculation stuff, but just going back to what you were saying about the opening with like George and his homunculus clone bottles of like Kamen Rider suits and like what looks like a bunch of human guinea pigs. I feel like
because that was the original concept for George, was that he was just a fan of Kamen Rider TV shows.
Unless there's like
this feels like
two. I was just gonna say unless there's like unless they're gonna go with another thing with like go back to like what Kamen Rider Build did with like multiverse theory and shit, or ZO with like the also multiverse theory. Fuck it, we've done multiverse theory a lot. But like, it seems honestly easier to just say that like they're fucking TV shows if they're gonna have him do that, and then it's like, oh surprise, Vice actually is like talking to someone, like he actually knows who he's talking to, you know, sort of
like it's not the
sort of like Tassel style.
Someone.
Yeah, yeah, like Tassel style. Like he knows, like he's actually communicating with someone.
That would be pretty cool, actually. And it looks like they're doing a good setup for it anyway. I had more the idea that, well, I mean, at least not made like in terms of like how George and the whole specimen thing, right? Because my theory on this at this point, and you know, we might as well go full speculation at this point. This will be the speculation zone.
Yeah.
But like, it seems like they're doing a setup, and I'm only really thinking of this because I was recently watching Amazon's, right? It feels like this might be just what was the organization called? Phoenix.
Fuck,
right?
I don't know. Yeah, right? Well, this one is Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix Tribe. It's just another weird thing that I saw.
It feels like this might be all just Phoenix's fault, you know, and they're just trying to cover up their tracks or something like that. Right, and maybe that's why we get the like our main enemies. Like maybe they were in like you know, guinea pigs that ran away or something. Is how I'm taking it.
You mean the like Dead Man's organization?
Yeah, the Dead Man's organization.
Like those first three?
Yeah, those first
three. Yeah, although it seems like they're... Because she's saying, like, she's engaged to, like, Gifu-sama. Like, the big, like, tumor-looking fucker.
Yeah.
And so, in my mind, it's like... Maybe he's... I feel like it's more that he's, like, the... Like, they're also, like... old devils, old gods, you know, sort of thing, that, like, took human form after Gifu was sealed.
Okay, I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting, actually.
Yeah. But there's a lot of interesting things that they can go with.
I mean,
God
help us if they fuck it, if they fuck this up.
In the opening itself.
That too,
if anything.
honestly.
Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but evolution apparently plays a big part in this. I don't know if you quickly caught it. Flashes by real quick.
Oh yeah, the whole like they're showing the imagery of like the ape turning into man type of thing.
Yeah, which feels like that has to serve a purpose.
What,
I don't know if it means anything. If it means something like human has to go beyond. Right,
or like they
humanity.
They confront their demons, and you know, in order to
discard their humanity to evolve to a next stage or some shit like that.
Oh god, that'd be pretty wild.
Just make a contract with the devil. I've seen Devilman cry, baby. I know how it ends up.
Oh,
right?
Like demons are the reason why we've been able to advance so far. That kind of thing.
Also, there's also a very good shot in the opening as well, where we have Iki and Vice. They're in, I don't know, I guess like a lake or some shit, right?
Yeah. No, do you mean when they were like on their feet or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like heaven, like it's like Earth and Hell type of thing, right?
Yeah. Now that was a good shot.
Yeah, and then they did the whole switcheroo, which I'm wondering.
Yeah, then they did the switcheroo with Iki falling and Vice being on the bright
Vice,
side.
Yeah, Vice being like basically on Earth or something. Maybe it's just like saying like maybe I don't know. There's a lot of theories they can come up with that. Too.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Yeah. Also, so real quick, back to what Tariq was saying. So there's a shot in this opening where we see George standing in front of 3 containers. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, with the,
and you can barely make out the silhouette of these 3 characters. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But people have already gone and dug and figured out who they are.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean it's if you've watched you don't even all you have to do is watch one Legacy series because they're all I think let me go back to it. They're all old Kamen Riders, like old Kamen Riders. It's the first. I think it's the first. It's definitely the first Kamen Rider. It looks like I can't tell if it's Ryuki or Agito.
It is. People are saying it is Kuga.
Kuga? Okay. Then what's the one on the left?
The one on the left, people are really indecisive. So in the middle of this scene with George, right, where he's looking at the 3 specimen, right? The middle one is Kamen Rider 1, Kamen Rider Ichigo, the OG, all right?
Yeah.
Right from the original Showa era. The one on the right,
fight the Nazis.
Yeah. Or join them if you're Japan.
You know, we'll get into that later, but yeah.
Okay, we'll get into Japan joining the Axis power later. Sure, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get into history later.
Yeah. The one on the right is Kamen Rider Kuga, the first Kamen Rider of the Heisei era. All right, so there's currently a trend going on right now.
What, like the first Kamen Riders of every era?
So they're implying
but here's the problem. The one on the left is not Kamen Rider 01. The Kamen Rider that starts the Reiwa era, the one that worked, because people are clear like this is not his design. People are for saying that this is Kamen Rider J, or Kamen Rider J, which was the weirdest fucking thing, right? So here's the thing with Kamen Rider J. Okay, so pretty much Kamen Rider went through the whole Doctor Who phase early on, right? If you remember anything about classic Doctor Who, they only went up to like 7 Doctors,
right?
Which is, and then they stopped, which is really ironic because there was only 7 original Showa Kamen Rider season, right?
Yeah, the parallels.
Right, and then they took a break, but then they made a random TV movie in like the 90s or some shit, right? That's what Kamen Rider J.O. was.
If I remember,
he was
no, that's not J.O. It's not J.O. That's a different thing. That's a different thing.
Well, I mean, if I remember, you were saying that was like J was like sort of to see if people were still interested, or was that like a different thing? Like
it was just a random Kamen Rider movie that made like he didn't have his own series.
They just did it. They were just like, why not?
It was like, it's literally like how Doctor Who did it during that era, right? Right, how they made the 7 original classic Who, then they did the television movie Doctor Who, right? That's what Kamen Rider J
it kind of looks like J, but the other one that I think of is what is it? There's actually a few of these that like design wise that look like
but the problem is early Kamen Rider's design. This is a very bare bone template design, so it's harder. Like, because if you were to compare classic Kamen Rider to more modernized Kamen, you could tell more a visual distinct style. But J was super literally looks like Kamen Rider Ichigo and everything, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So that's people are saying who the left side Kamen Rider is. It's Kamen Rider J, which doesn't make a lot of sense, right? If you consider the fact that if the middle is one who was the beginning of Showa, the right is Kuga, who was the beginning of Heisei, right? It makes no sense for this to be Kamen Rider J because it doesn't thematically fit.
So the other thing is, and this is why. I guess this is why when we were like, oh, hey, I guess all of the fucking transformations are based off of the designs of previous Kamen Riders. But then you asked William about, like, I hope someone's gonna fucking show up and explain this shit. But it's like, it's actually not relevant or important to know necessarily that they are based off of the designs of other Kamen Riders. These are like, because when we get to it with the, because we get, 2 transformations in this one? We get 2 new transformations in this one, right?
Yeah?
And so it's like, it doesn't really require you to know if you know, and you can piece it together. But it's not it's not actually trying to say that he's transforming into those Kamen Riders. They're just design-wise inspired by or using some kind of motif from it.
Yeah, it's like it's a very soft reference. You know, you don't need to necessarily get it.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway,
yes, that's the opening, and I think that's like the only.
Well,
hold on, there's another bit of the opening that I forgot. Hey, there's just like some guy being Sephiroth. There's just a Sephiroth in this fucking opening.
Where?
Don't know what that guy's deal is.
You have to point it out.
Where was that?
I don't know what you mean by Sephiroth.
I think it is around 4 minutes 16 seconds. There's just a dude standing in the middle of a burning building. Don't know what that guy's deal is.
Isn't that one of the dead mans? Or
no, that is none of the dead
standing in the middle of a burning building.
Yeah, he's talking about around 4:16 when there's a fire going on and
there's a guy in a suit that's just standing in a burning building.
I want to say that might be the origin of one of the bad guys because
as far as what
this dude, that dude's definitely fucking evil. That dude's definitely fucking evil.
That is not the dead man. That is none of the three dead men.
I'm gonna have to.
Maybe it's Gifu.
I need to really look at the image, but
maybe it's Gifu, but it's the dude in the suit. That's what you mean.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not some guy that they put in the opening and they forget about later on in the series.
And then they have to dye, and then they have to dye the hair of the mariachi band member to tell him that, like, okay, your name is, instead of Gifu, it's Figu. That's your name now.
Yeah. So that's like so those are the interesting bits to notice from the opening. Also, someone said that. Also, hey, we see a tree. Also, a guy. Once again, it goes back to how this opening is really quick, right? But there's a scene where we see like a tree and everything. And hey, if you look at the tree, you see a bunch of animals, and people are assuming those are all the animals. Transformation he's gonna get throughout the season.
Where they're all just kind of. I mean, sort of, right? Because they're all. Yeah. They have a counterpart that's basically the same thing. It's just upside down, right? So it can't be that. It can't really be that much, right? Unless it's for specifically, unless there's one specifically for Revi and then another for Vice. Then maybe we can take it like that.
I'm really hoping that Vice winds up getting his own
his
belt
unique
or transformation. Because I mean, it's fine that he's doing this, but honestly, and we'll get to it when we get to the actual transformation. But this first transformation that we've gotten to has already kind of made one of my sort of theories going into this, disproven. Just on how it would work. But we'll get into that. Anyway, post-opening.
So back to the episode.
We're out of speculation zone.
Yeah. Daiji struggles to get his brother to convince him to talk to himself.
Sign this NDA, all right?
Yeah.
Sign this contract, right?
Yeah. Don't look at it.
Hey, promise you won't sue us for. Hey, promise you won't sue us and everything when we take a photo, when we beat you up and then take a photo of your child and post it on social media saying that we saved your child.
Oh my God.
When we beat you up, take a photo of your child and then steal your money that and your grandfather's watch.
Jesus fucking. But yeah, he's having trouble he's like, hey, you should use it. He's like, no, I'm not strong enough.
And that's not even... Well, yeah, Daiichi's like, I couldn't fucking do that. That didn't work. Which is very obvious, but it's clearly Iki is just trying to sort of not have to deal with this.
Yeah, it's not his job, right? He's like, I don't got. It's not my job.
I chose the bathhouse life.
Yeah,
I'm not a.
I chose to keep the family business going. All right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, goddamn Vice just come on, we could do it. Let's do it. Listen to your brother. We should do it.
Yeah. Like a demon does. He's like, yeah, do it.
Yeah,
man.
like the demon that he is.
But then he gets a call, right?
Yeah, he gets a call.
Yeah, he gets a call. No, he doesn't. Well, he gets a call. Then the father comes in to show up. He's like, hey, it's trending on social media. There's an attack at the golf club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Now, who Who would have thought that, hey, maybe the better way to get the attention, alright, of a monster attack is to post it on social media instead of using an outdated form of technology to bring up a monster
instead of using the same outdated technology that stupid ass, like, terrible college campuses use to, like, try and, I guess, help victims of assault.
Oh my god.
That's what those are for. That's
alright then.
Yeah, it's bad. If you see something, say something.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, so Vice takes over a bike. He becomes the Dino Demon bike, which is this shit is so fucking stupid.
I mean, I guess it's just their beaming.
I love that he just, like, possesses the bike and just fucking blows past the motorcycle. Oh my god, it's so great.
I just like, good god, and that bike got some fucking air, dude. Like, holy shit! He took that landing like a champ, and he did a skid.
That's the power of the Demon Devil bike.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus. I really wish though, like, I mean, you know, right after he lands and everything, I really wish we got some translations on the what do you call it? The text screen? The text screen? Yeah.
Yeah, that text,
you didn't see translations for it?
No.
Oh, I did. Wait, which part? When he transforms or when he
when he transforms,
right? And there's
I saw it. I mean, that's not even like a me well, I could easily take credit for it, but no, they definitely the subs that I got definitely had them.
Yeah, we don't mention subs here, but yeah, my subs don't have those. So I don't know if that says anything. You can do
as far as I'm aware, it's just witty banter. It's really not.
It's really it's really not important, but it's like it's funny because it's like it's clearly they're like having a text conversation between the two of them, like inside of, I guess, Iki's head, or the belt or whatever. But it's like, it's just Vice being like, come on, let's go, and Iki being like, calm the fuck down, like, Jesus Christ. But it is interesting in the second or third time that they transform in this episode, and, like, Iki's fucking pissed. Well, no, the third time when Iki's like pissed at him, he like gets beat the shit out of himself, and he's like, yeah, okay, it's like Vice is like, I'm good now. He's like, yeah, okay, I'll believe when I see it. And he's like, no, really, I'm good. It's like, yeah, okay, bitch. Like, like he's actually like actively like still pissed off.
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
So there's nothing like critical in there, but the whole thing is the whole thing is very entertaining.
They have a really good dynamic going on. It's you know, it's nice to see. It's kind of a breath of fresh air. This has some very good character interaction after Saber.
Yeah, character fucking chemistry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess like after they just pal, like I guess they did a. I mean, I don't know what else to call it other than a buddy cop routine, but like.
Yeah, it's the oh, what was I gonna say? Not Hobbs and Shaw sort of thing. There's other things that have done it, but the working with the criminal to like or like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, fucking Doug Judy and fucking Jake Peralta, like just working with the like comical like criminal and to catch the bad guy, you know, sort of thing. That's all it is. It's that same sort of dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for now, for lack of a better term, buddy cop dynamic, right? But but yeah, this is when we get that new transformation, right?
Yeah, we get a power up this episode with Eagle.
Yeah. I still don't know if I like these transformations. I mean, well, no, I'm feeling more one way than the other, but I don't really like the transformation so much. If only because of the overuse of CGI. But like,
wait, what do you? Well, okay, hold on.
You mean like you're talking about with the
you're
bottle?
Talking about the combined form, not the. What do you think about the suit
bottle.
design?
I'm talking about like like
You're talking about the suit design?
The suit designs. Well, not the suit designs. No, I mean like when they join together to do whatever, and then you see the CGI.
Oh, when they do the sex.
Yeah.
When he does. Yeah. No, those are ones that's stupid as fuck. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, those are ones that's stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
What, you guys don't like 100% eat ass?
Fucking God. And he's just I mean, I guess he has a right to complain, but man, it's like for how good the show is, it just feels very weird to have a joke like that in here. But I don't know.
100%. It's fucking weird as shit, but it's also like kind of perfect. It's like, I don't know, everything meets everything just kind of flows with what we know about like Vice. Like he is not like he's a fucking like troll basically.
Yeah. He doesn't like to eat ass, all right?
Well, but then he's not a fan of it, but he'll do it if he has to.
Yeah. He's like, hey, maybe he should get a different contract signed where he doesn't have to eat ass, right?
Yeah, well, he's stuck with him. But so here's where, so speaking of the eagle form, this is what I mean by like I lost my like one of my theories, at least, of how things might work has gone away. So the eagle form is based off of Kamen Rider W. W, widely respected as one of the best Kamen Rider seasons, is like, it's about basically two private eyes who have the power of like a Kamen Rider, like they have a Kamen Rider belt, and one that, like, their belt is based off of the idea of like having essentially like two flash drives, and each one like puts one half of the belt in, like one drive into each half of the belt, like the belt is shaped kind of like
it's one of the better Kamen Rider belts.
Is shaped kind of like a W, so if you can imagine it like putting it into the stems of a W, like how it like points out, like putting one into each side of the W and like then folding it out. That's how the W belt worked. And then the consciousness of one Kamen Rider shifted into of one of the private eyes shifted into the body of the other one, and they each shared the same body as one of each half of the like Kamen Rider body. And so knowing that this was going to be so it looked like that, and so every transformation
and
was
the stupid USB drives in.
And so every transformation was like a split color. Like the main split was between...
about double split color. I explained that to him in Sentai for a reason.
Yeah.
So anyway, my point is, I was hoping that that like W, which is like, because it's a specifically like based off of having two riders in one body sort of thing, and similar to this, I thought maybe that would be like their excuse to give like a separation of, like, give each of them like a half of a power. But again, this goes back to, you don't really have to know anything about old Kamen Rider to like know about this, because it completely 100% doesn't fucking matter. Okay, sure, yes, a big part of like their standard form was called Cyclone Joker, so it was, you could think of it as like wind attribute in that sense. So like, okay, I can kind of, oops, I just knocked a USB into my drink. It's just a cord, don't worry, it's not a flash drive or anything. Anyway, but like, I can kind of see how that would like translate to being an eagle, a flying bird. But I was expecting more of like, oh cool, it's one with like double, like there's two Kamen Riders, so like it's from another series that had two Kamen Riders. There's two tones to like the transformation, so maybe like one of them will be green, one of them will be black. No, it's just you got fucking eagle powers. Cool. I mean, that has nothing to fucking do with like W at all. But again, we shouldn't expect this to be like super referential.
Yeah, it's just inspirations, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very loose. Yeah, like I said, it was in that video where we talked about how these rider forms are so non-consequential and everything. I think it goes back to the fact that they designed the suits, the original concept, when they had the original show ideas before they changed it at the last minute. Like, can't go with that concept anymore. Better change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they transfer to a giant. They combine into a big bird. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call.
I mean, to be fair, the eagle genome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they fight before, like they fight without. Well, no, they do. They fight each other without combining, and then they combine.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about this, though, right, is okay. So the transformation, like they're not even. Let's differentiate it, right? There's transformations and then there's combinations. That's what the real thing is. It's their combinations that are dumb. But for once in a long time, we're not gonna get some stupid like heavy-handed like mecha. It's just gonna be based off of like, I mean, I'm clearly speaking too soon because they could still fucking do this.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, instead of it being some weird like not Megazord thing.
Because that's been a recent trend with these newer era Kamen Riders, where you had these, where for some reason they gotta give the riders a giant Megazord. Hey,
Wait,
not
what?
well,
remember King of Arthur's? Remember when
it's
that was
honestly
a
more
thing?
like a Gundam than a fucking Megazord, and that's insulting to say.
Trend?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like they just make, because they'll make it so that either the monster of the week has like a berserk form, or they'll just be like, oh, there's just giant versions of the monster, like there's giant grunt suit monsters, and the only way to fight a giant grunt suit monster is with a giant like Kamen Rider suit, or the only way to like take down the berserk form of the monster is to like summon a mech out of fucking nowhere. So the so it's with these combinations though, we actually have a chance to like not be stuck with that shit and not just have
it would be nice,
like not have to get like some random extra piece of like shitty plastic, and instead just be like maybe fucking like just okay, maybe it'd just be like a funny thing that you can do when you like if you collect like Kamen Rider figures, and you can just you can like just, oh hey, this is how you combine them, like fucking Transformers toys.
Yeah, I mean, God, I still hate that episode from like Saber with like King
where he gets fucking wielded like a
sword.
Yeah, as a cock sleeve, like a frog, like the frog and the monkey. Yeah, I get it.
God, oh God, I didn't need that. But anyway, fucking where are we in this right now? So we did the whole
we were at the golf course in the Eagle.
We had the part when Vice was about to attack a man. Where a ghost was about to attack a guy, but Geeky's like, "Oh, don't do that." Hey, what did I tell you? What did I tell you about being a ghost and attacking people?
Down.
Yeah, that's actually about
don't do that.
Too. That's very much the vibe.
But he's like, and it's also funny because Iki is like clearly, is clearly like so fucking done with this shit.
Oh yeah, he's just like. You can feel that he's just frustrated, like, oh, I don't want to deal with this right now.
Yeah. I told you I don't want to be a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a Kamen Rider. I don't want to like
become a Kamen Rider.
Yeah, but it's actually pretty good though. I actually like that there's some conflict in this too.
Yeah. It's really great how we have a character who's actually questioning the decision of being a Kamen Rider.
Oh God,
right? Because most of the
we're
time
actually
it's just
seeing,
like, hey, you're a Kamen Rider now.
Yeah, and also we're seeing his own like. Sort of like thought process of coming to terms with it and not just like rushing into it and actually having people to talk to about, hey, maybe I want to become a Kamen Rider. Maybe I don't want to become a Kamen Rider. Here are some reasons why I should become a Kamen Rider.
Hey, well, why do I have to carry this fucking sword that came out of the flames? Now, I feel like there's better equipped people that can use this sword. that can carry this flaming sword instead of me.
I mean, he even offered it to his brother because he's like, oh, well, you were the guy who trained for this, you know? So it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, so then we cut to the hospital. The mom's still in the hospital. The dad makes non-legally distinct King Ghidorah. All right.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was just absolutely King Ghidorah. I looked at that and went, three-headed yellow swan that's just King Ghidorah.
Yeah, that's legally non-distinct King Ghidorah right there.
It's really fun to see. It's really fun.
Yeah, and then Vice is once again shit posting here. But Iki, so I don't know if you guys caught this, but there was a change of color tone.
No, yeah, it changed. Right? It went all red and just like kind of fuzzy. Like it was I think I don't know if that's supposed. I think that's supposed to represent like what Iki's like frustration at him or something, right? I don't know if maybe that's what we're supposed
it kind of feels like that. It's definitely like, him just like
fucking Vice's influence on Iki. It's probably how we're supposed to go with it. I don't know, but it was really interesting to see.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's like it feels like the family is kind of used to that, right? Is that just me? Or
no, it's because at this point, right? Because at first it was like he just kind of lashed out, but then after the
first episode and the fight.
After the first episode and like the whole fighting thing, at the very least, Daiji, like I think that they all have because. What a surprise! Fucking characters that communicate with each other, right? Because they're all family, and they're like all talking about like how because they know, especially because Daiji is already part of Phoenix, which is such a great it's such a when you think about it, it makes such a good like plot point because it doesn't make Phoenix this entirely like unknown organization because they at least have. Like one son that's already involved with it, so they're not just like completely unfamiliar with it or like completely in the dark. And there's someone that that at the very least Iki can trust with like talking about these fucking like organizational things going on. And so regardless, right? With the conflict of the Deadmans. And the whole fucking fact that he transformed, and the fact that Daiji is in Phoenix, and the fact that they know that, like the mom is saying, look, you're the only one that can fucking transform. You don't have to worry about, like, your responsibility as the oldest child. Do what you can do. Like, do your thing. Do your special thing. They understand, to a very basic extent, that he has a demon in him, and that it... Like,
and then he can
communicate with him.
He can too, and they discuss it with him. You know,
they actually have so they might see him talking to himself, but they will probably just go, "Hey, he's just talking to his demon again."
Yeah, but man, it's also kind of it's great to see them still supportive, but I'm also kind of interested to see if it'll put a strain on on his relationships in the future. Which honestly, with how good the show is being in the first two episodes, I do see that being a thing, like, or at least discussed or viewed, maybe. But anyway, so I guess we'll go back to the. I mean, we're like what after the hospital visit now, or are we still?
Yeah. So the guy earlier shows up like, hey, give me this drugs. I want the drugs as well.
So I feel like this also kind of fucks with my theory that, or at least with our question of like where the fuck it's supposed to be.
Oh yeah, no, once again, we still don't know where the fuck this thing is location in relationship to the event of this world.
You say it might fuck with your theory. But for all you know, like, we had like...
There's a portal?
We had a theory that was underwater, right?
Yeah, there's underwater, there's that it's in South America, there's that it's just hiding in Japan.
Because honestly, they could have just took him and, like, he wouldn't be none the wiser.
All the way to South America? You know? At some short distance of time.
Besides, they can teleport too, so that can still technically be our theories could still be
true. Yeah.
But yeah, then was like he's like, oh yeah, I'm interested in your drugs, and then he's like, hey man, we should give him some drugs.
Yeah, let me get some of them drugs, dog.
And you see like Iki like just like cleaning up the bathhouse and everything, while like Vice is just like
Vice is once again trying to shitpost with him and everything. He's like, hey,
Hey,
look,
buddy.
check out my cool dad jokes.
Yeah.
Check out my cool dad jokes and everything. I have great dad jokes.
Yeah,
And
why
then Vice
won't...
figures out that, hey,
Well,
maybe
Iki...
the next guy.
Yeah.
Well, Iki figures out, like...
Oh, no, Iki.
Yeah, Iki's like, I'm sorry, what did you say? You did what? You did what, you little bitch?
Yeah, God, and it's so great. The fucking conflict is so good.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, you did what now? Would you like to, I'm sorry, care to say that again? Oh, fuck no.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
fuck no.
But I just love that whole scene. It was so good to actually see, like, a character reacting and not just, like, passing it off like, okay. It's just like, no, you fucking listen to me, you little shit. And just fucking smacking him around.
Oh, yeah. God, I was trying to think of, like, a similar situation between, like, because it really comes to a point at the end with, like, with when they go off to fight the Megalodon dead man.
Right.
But I'm trying to think of... I know that there's other series that have done this, not necessarily just Kamen Rider, but like just anime and fucking storylines and stuff. But boy, like the fucking power move that Iki plays of just like, I'll fucking die.
Oh yeah,
I'll fucking die.
Yeah,
Man.
That was really good, and it's like it really makes sense from what we've gotten of his character, and it's just like
he's like, hey, all right, you wanna play, bitch? We'll play. Like
that man
fucking
goes hardcore, man, and I respect it.
He goes hard in the motherfucking paint.
Mad respect. Oh god. Also, phone gun. I'm kind of surprised at that.
Hey, that big thing. Kamen Rider loves phone guns. All right.
Wait,
phone guns, phone bikes.
Okay.
Yeah,
wait.
phone guns, phone bikes. Phone bikes, phone swords, phone... Ooh, hey, what about Kamen Rider Revice, where everything was a phone?
Wait. Is phones a thing with Kamen Rider?
Okay, so you need to have some way to conveniently say that your Kamen Rider is able to communicate with people in world, and also they need to have a bike. So sometimes they have a phone that's a bike, sometimes they have a phone that's a gun. Sometimes they have a phone that's both. Sometimes they have a phone that is literally the fucking belt. Because that's what happened in fucking Kamen Rider Revice.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, that's another one that ends in goddamn apocalyptic war.
Oh, God. Okay, aside from the revelation there's an apocalyptic war.
Well, because if you... Okay, so here's the thing, right? If you think about it in a sense, right? Flip phone, fuck it, even a goddamn old Nokia brick, right?
Yeah.
You just you hold it in a certain direction. Kind of looks like a gun if you just hold it like on the tip of your like thumb and forefinger.
Looks a lot like a barrel, right? If you hold it from
or that antenna looks a lot like can be a lot like a sword. Like the most ridiculous one was definitely in 01, where the fucking phone turned into a bike. And also, the phone was, like, very clearly just, like, a sticker, like, on a piece of plastic. Like, there was no fucking, like, a real attempt at... Like, it was very much supposed to be a smartphone, but you could very clearly see, like, anytime they looked at the screen before it, like, they, you know... After Effected some like image on that or like a video screen.
Yeah.
It was like very clearly a peelable sticker. Like that's not painted on, not design like that was a sticker. That was like some like this is some fucking little tykes like goddamn baby's first fucking like Babby's first fucking cell phone like sort of shit.
Oh my god, that's actually kind of wild to see that. Like,
it's very
my god, what?
Look, the more you look at it, the worse it gets. All right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. So hey, Megalodon, the Megalodon, dead man, whatever the fuck we call these enemies, weaklings.
Yeah, they're dead mans, right?
Oh, dead mans.
Dead Man's Wonderlands.
Group or Dead Man's were the full thing.
Look, and it's Dead Man's Wonderlands. It's all good.
Yeah, Dead Man's Wonderlands.
Everything's Dead Man's.
Yeah, yeah. So hey, yeah. So they're attacking the golf course and everything. Iki tries like, oh look, I don't need your look, I don't need government military weapon to fight these demons. All right.
I played soccer.
Yeah.
This is good enough. And it turns out you get your ass kicked and we fight demons, right?
Yeah. It's also kind of nice to see how, like, without the suit, he really, like, it really just kind of like shows
he can still do something.
Yeah, but
like he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just nice to it's just kind of nice to see that, like, that to see the power disparity between, like, maybe a regular person and, like, you know, these dead mans, you know.
Yeah. You mean these creatures who are in the next chain of evolution?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just like it's nice to see how, like, why exactly, like, the Phoenix organization is necessary to combat deadmans and not, like, you know, just getting the police or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, to be fair, this is one of those things where it's like, because we have an organization that is like one of these secret organization sort of setups, I don't have to complain about, like, where the fuck are the cops, versus, like, Saber, where it's like, all right, but, like, you guys are supposedly secret, so why aren't more people freaked out about this?
No, wait, are we talking about Phoenix, right?
I'm saying between Saber and the sort of logos.
Oh, and the sort of,
and like, I'm saying like one of the complaints. I'm saying like one of the complaints I had with Saber was like,
like how nobody reacted to, like, how, like, everyone was fucking dying and, like, the world was dissolving.
Yeah, like there's never any cops there.
Yeah, like trying to help out in the situation.
Like there's no.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I want to say with this second episode. So if another theory that I had with this that I'm also saying, I guess, is dispelled now. So remember when we went over, like, the promo video sort of stuff and, like, all the things that were showing up? So I came to so if you remember, a lot of that looked like, at least when it showed, like, the transformation, the henshin was on top of a rooftop, and I went, oh no, not again. And I thought about it, and I think that part of what Saber was trying to do with that, and this could just be completely conjecture, but I feel like this is what it was just, hey, what's another way we can get around goddamn social distancing rules? Hey, you know where bystanders aren't going to be walking around, and we're not going to be interrupting people with, like, our filming? On top of a roof. And then when they started when I saw that for, like, the promotional stuff for Vice, or for Revice, I was like, guess we're going back to the goddamn roofs, huh? Like, but it seems like whether this is a smart decision on the Japanese government or the production company or not, it seems like what we're getting is a more open, like, set pieces sort of thing. So in the episode we just did of, like, talking about fucking goddamn Dino Fury, right? When the three of them were fighting the goddamn clam monster, I was like, oh, hey, those are the stairs where Toma got the shit kicked out of him. And so it was like, oh, I've seen this set piece before. I don't think I've ever seen this, like, at least this, like, this part of the golf course setting area, like, set piece before. It seems like they're trying something more.
Yeah, filming at
they're getting more open with
that they normally don't film at.
It's not the same fucking park 17 times so far, unless it turns out that goddamn Iki met Vice here at this golf course 15 years ago, and he's got to fucking be with Vice here at this golf course every time something incremental happens. How the fuck did that, like, goddamn park not get quarantined simply for the number of goddamn murders that were happening there?
No.
What the fuck? It's a bad city. It's a bad show, but, like, it's a bad city. I would move so fast.
Well, you know, maybe they just can't, you know. Not everyone can afford a new house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people just move to California, right?
Yeah, well, you know, that's one person's situation, and he can go.
Hey, by the way, did you find out if Joseph took your Switch or not?
Oh fuck! God damn it! Fuck! I forgot. Well, he has his computer now, and everything got there.
And your Switch?
Fine. I'll ask. Okay, that's what I'll tell you. I'll ask.
Okay. Yeah. So then Vice starts eating ass. Okay. Right. Hey.
Goddamn.
Here's our second combination.
Right. Like an absolute hero.
Oh my god! Like, and he's just like. He is committed. They're jumping around and doing like there is all sorts of action going on, and he commits to it.
Oh, I know. So he fully embraces it. He's like he knows what he has to be done. All right. He's like, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, like he complains about it, but he'll do it, man.
Yeah.
He'll fucking do it. This fucking Vice is. I respect him.
Fucking great. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the second transformation. It's this giant T-Rex thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Again,
well, because it's the Rex. It's the Rex transformation.
I mean, look, this is just standard Kamen Rider CGI.
Yeah,
look,
but the thing is, though,
if you look at Kamen Rider CGI from Kamen Rider Kuga or some shit, right, and then look at this, it's the exact same shit.
No, because I remember Saber, and you know they limited that after a time. But the thing is, here's my thing though. The thing is, because there's going to be all these combinations, and I expect we'll be getting a good bit of them, because like it's going to be like I'm going to have to deal with this, and but I'm not going to enjoy it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean,
I get why they do it.
You don't have giant. Look. As far as we don't have Megazords in your show, all right?
Yeah,
you gotta have the next best thing.
Again, my thing, like, and it does become a relative like point for people, like for you at a certain point with following Kamen Rider, because it's like I would rather it be the two of them, just this gigantic. Goddamn nightmare chimera of the two of them like fused together than like a random like action figure that shows up out of nowhere, this fucking not a Gundam that shows up and is like just completely used once and then thrown away and never used again.
Yeah. I mean,
so it like think about it. The fucking Excalibur shit.
Yeah.
Right, like we only saw like what twice, 3 times.
I think he pulled a bunch of them. I think he pulled a bunch of them out when Master Logos, Isaac, like went
came in with his repaint,
and then even then, how can Toma just? He didn't like then go Excalibur because again they only had one copy of the suit and they're not gonna fucking of the sword and they're not gonna fucking they can't repaint that. And then they just went. No, he just fucking wiped them all out. It didn't fucking matter. And in most cases, they're just always CGI. Like, I think that as goofy and weird as it is, like, the combination CGI is better than, like, in the first episode when, Iki did, like, the T-Rex legs. Like, that was weird. Yeah. That was weird. He just went, I got thick thighs and they're about to end lives. And... But like that's where I see that's how I see it, where it's just like we could do it like that, but I don't think that's the best.
Yeah,
like I don't see a better solution. I've certainly seen worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just like I'm gonna have complaints about the siege. I mean, then again, I'm just a newly begun Kamen Rider.
Yeah, you're a little baby. Yeah. You're just a little baby. You're what? Hey, you
exist for us to have a marketing gimmick. Right? That is your only job.
You're a Toku
Because
mouse.
here's the thing: if you become a Kamen Rider fan, right? We don't differentiate ourselves from the crowd, all right? We just become another standard, generic Kamen Rider Tokusatsu podcast, all right?
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, you're a Toku. You're what we would call a Toku mouse, and we're Toku rats.
You motherfucker! Don't you bring fucking spice rats into this shit, you motherfucker!
All right, yeah, and that's the episode.
really ending it there, huh?
Yeah, that's how we're ending it. Hey, look. Next episode, we learn about gun violence and Japan's and how Japan deals with gun violence, unlike certain other countries that clearly has a problem with gun violence.
Well, also, the fucking next episode we find out, I guess, that Iki's a Chad. That's what I'm really curious about. Is like there's so much potential with this already in the three. Like, you know, if you treat a lot of series with a 3-episode rule of like, okay, I'll give it 3 episodes and I'll see where it's going. It's, in my opinion, it's already past it.
It's actually
if the third episode
and we have these characters that are defined and everything,
and we know what's up with them. If the third episode comes out of nowhere and there's like I don't know, just like 17 other characters show up and just like all of the shit that we saw in the preview is completely irrelevant, or they just pull out God out of nowhere, might be a little bit like just like a little bit jarring, but it's still really fucking good. And like the idea of this next episode being about like some friend from Iki, like, because Iki is also clearly a working adult. I mean, it's the same for Toma, but like Toma is such a fucking carte blanche of like a character of just like, it doesn't matter if he was a fucking writer or if he fucking like sniffed butts all day. Like, he's just a fucking like, he's just there. He has no backstory because he lost his fucking memories. Speaking of which, do you think he was helped home after he lost his memories? Because it seems like it's like you can't just lose 15 years of your memories and then grow up to be an adult without being raised by somebody.
At this point, I really
that seems more like he went on vacation after writing his first book and a coconut fell on his head.
Look, man, like it's just at this point when it comes to Saber, I don't give a shit. If only because like also like they didn't bother with a lot of stuff. They can't get their lore right. I mean, we went over this like a whole bunch of times.
No, it's just
it's just one of these now, by the way, on YouTube.
Yeah, right. But Revice
it's just one of these things where it's like every time I think about something and compare this to goddamn like every time I compare this to Saber, I just go, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. It's just Revice is so much better, and it's healing my soul every time I watch it.
Yeah, look, it's healing your soul, right? Just like how every week we heal each other's souls with our weekly unnamed tokusatsu podcast series about Kamen Rider Revice, a weekly discussion series where I also a person here is a tokusatsu and Kamen Rider, joined by my friend William. That's you, William, a person with no knowledge of the opening intro, as we are joined by our special guest and friend Tariq to discuss the latest Kamen Rider season. Kamen Rider Revice. Hey, this was episode 2. The devil is just a bad guy. Alright, see you next week where we talk about the Second Amendment.
Oh, God.
Okay, coronavirus is no thing. Wash your hands, get your shots, wear a fucking mask.
Here comes the meme.